Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Well, first of all, we were followed by the police and a helicopter. Can you imagine a dangerous terrorist, a pastor that dared to open a church and dares to feed the homeless people was coming home from jail? We gotta follow him. We need to hire a helicopter to make sure that he's not going to do what? Feed another homeless man on the way home? So anyway, we arrived, and of course the kids were happy. My wife was happy, and I'm thinking to myself, when this insanity is going to end? They're doing this to me. They're going to come after you. It's just a matter of time. We have become political prisoners in Canada because we dare to challenge their corruption, because that's what it is. The whole system is corrupted. The politicians are corrupted people. The jail system is corrupted. If they can do this to me, they can do this to you and anyone they wish.
Adam Soos here with Rebel News, and we are at the home of Pastor Artur Pawlowski. Artur is going to give us a bit of an update about what his experience was like. We were very grateful to have a call from him directly from the prison cell, to have that exclusive phone interview. But now that he's home, he's going to tell us a little bit more about the ordeal and kind of the plan moving forward.
Well, as you saw, I was taken in the middle of the road. They threw me behind the police vehicle, and my head was down and my feet up, and of course this was a short version of the van, the police van, so my body was not fitting and my feet were sticking out, and they didn't know what to do. And one officer said to another one, if he kicks you, I'm going to charge him with assault. Can you imagine? They're trying to fit the guy in this little space, face down, like head down, upside down, and then they're threatening me with assault while they're assaulting me. I was forced to be in that vehicle for an hour, laying on my handcuffed wrists behind. So you can imagine how painful that was. That was actual torture. I was being tortured by the way they did it. 1 hour, with my whole body on the handcuffs. It was unbelievable. We were taken to the custody to Spy Hill. And right away we were processed, taken to the cells, concrete, no pillow, no mattress, no blankets, just concrete and the lights. I'm telling you, if you want to torture someone, deprive them of sleep. And that's exactly what they did. They deprived us of sleep, and you couldn't sleep. For about an hour or two, you sit on the concrete. It's not that bad. About 10 hours later, you can't sit, you can't lay, you can't lay on your front, on your back. Everything is in crazy pain. So that was the experience at the beginning. Then the shift changed, and a nice staff sergeant, Campbell was his name, came, and he saw what's going on, and he said, this is wrong, we have to fix this. And he did. He treated us like human beings. We had opportunity to call, and I was asking the previous shift people for a Bible, because there's nothing to do over there. You can't sleep, you can't lay down, you gotta walk in a circle because you are in so much pain. And they said no. They just said no. And when this guy came, I was provided with the Bible. I was provided with the opportunity to just go outside and do a little loops, a walk. And what a difference from a Gestapo and Nazis to a human being that understood that this whole thing is wrong. And another gentleman, Daniels, police officer, he says, is there anything we can give you? And I said, I have a huge headache. I didn't have my coffee, and if you can give me coffee, that's the only thing I need. And I'll go and make it myself. What a difference. It's like light and darkness. So I'm very grateful to those two men that treated me not like a dog, not like an animal, but like a human being. Because the jailers should not be executioners. They should not be the judges. They should not be the executioners. They should be just people providing a service from one place to another until the case is decided. And even if you're sentenced to jail, they should not punish you. You're already being punished, being there.
And has that been your experience? Like, you've had numerous encounters with the authorities. Are you finding that some people are decent human beings and they're trying to do the best they can and being reasonable with you, and other people clearly have a vendetta against you?
I say most of them have a vendetta. It has become personal. It looks like me challenging their authority. That's unacceptable. Me having a big mouth and when I open my mouth, they don't like it. So it was clearly, you could see it was a vendetta. They recognized us right away. They knew who we were, and they were mocking us. One jailer would just put his hands like, praise the Lord, and laughing at us and pointing at us, like totally mocking our faith, mocking us. Zero respect, not just for a clergyman, zero respect for us as humans. We were dogs. That's how we were treated there. Spy Hills, an amazing place because it was so crazy clean. Those people are doing their best. The cells, you could, if I would had a sandwich, and that sandwich dropped on the ground, I'll have no problem to pick it up and eat it. So clean. And I watched them, every inmate that was coming out, the crew would come and clean it. Then we were provided by Mr. Campbell, Staff Sergeant Campbell, with the mattress. Unfortunately, we didn't enjoy that for too long because we were transferred to Remand, and I wished we stayed with Mr. Campbell because he treated us like human beings. And then we were taken to Remand Center. Hell. I can tell you, it was hell. They immediately showed who is the boss. They already treated us like garbage, like really not humans, throwing us into a fish tank. They call it a tank, fresh fish just arrived. No humans, no any dignity, nothing, just new fish, new meat in the custody. They throw us into this filthy cell. I mean, after all, I thought all of this is about health, is about keeping people safe. Listen, what a hoax, what a garbage, what a big fat lie. We were thrown with another maybe 30 inmates that we witnessed coming and going in that same cell. Filthy thing. You sat and you got stick. You stick to the. That was so filthy. I don't know. Juice was spilled, and then my brother says, "Look at this. Look at the floor. It looked like someone peed all over the cell. It looks like no one cleans this place ever, And we were there for our safety and for the safety of Albertans in the middle of pandemic. Can you imagine? I looked at David. I said, "Look at this show. Look at this lie, circus." And then, so that shift, the Gestapo, we called it with David. The Gestapo, they're horrible people. And then it was shift change, and again. Totally different people. A staff sergeant that came during the night shift, a human being. He comes in and he says, "This is wrong. What I'm witnessing, we were denied access to our lawyers." They said the first shift, the Gestapo shift says, "No, you cannot call lawyers." David comes and says, "We need to call lawyers." No. We were transferred and our lawyers were not notified that we were taken to another place. And I thought that was illegal, but it looks like the lawlessness is very strong in the country. In the name of the law, we're going to break every law that we have. So the new shift came, and those people, what a difference. I watched them, how they are interacting with the inmates. Human beings asking and diffusing the situation, not escalating anger and hate, diffusing. And I believe that's what they were supposed to be doing, diffusing the situation. And they were so good. And he comes and says, like, wow, when he learned I was denied with my brother David for so many hours access to the lawyer, he says, "You're welcome to call a lawyer right away if you choose so. And what else can we do?" I said, "Listen, look at this place. I mean, we can't sleep. We can't do nothing. The lights and that's the second night. So almost 40 hours deprived of sleep." And he says, "Okay, we'll get you a mattress. We'll try to get you a room. We'll try to process you as soon as we can." And he did his bed. It took him an hour. It was back and forth with some higher up. I look at this man. He was really trying to do the right thing, but it looked like he was facing some huge power opposition from above, because there was a back and forth for about 2-3 hours, back and forth conversations. And finally, 3 a.m, we were processed. They gave us this blue jumpsuits, and they were not pink, they were orange boots, so we looked like monkeys in a circus. And we were allowed to take a shower, which was really good. And behold, we were not taken to the jail cells. No bed for the most horrible people in the province of Alberta. Those terrible Christians that are feeding the poor and preaching the gospel. No bed for us. They brought us, the only thing he could do, I'm very grateful to this man. He brought the mattresses for us, again on that filthy cell on the ground, but he couldn't do anything else. And We spent an hour. We had about an hour's sleep because 6 in the morning we were taken to the courthouse. And again, this is the villain, right? I am the new terrorist. So they put the chains on our legs, and you walk like you can't even walk. Painful like crazy because those handcuffs are really making you very uncomfortable and painful. They put the shackles on David as well, and off we went to jail, to courthouse. Over there we waited another 3-4 hours. We saw the counsel finally. We were able to talk what our options, strategize, and then we saw the judge. We were not allowed to speak. It was just between the counselors and the judge. The judge says, I want those guys out of here, released. He says, and let's do it as soon as we can. So I'm very grateful to the judge. However, they didn't follow his instructions, and we were not released as his wishes right away. We were taken to Remand Center. Again, shackles, the whole 9 yards, never taken. And
just to confirm, you've never resisted arrest, you've never run, and they have you and your brother in shackles. Yes. Like terrorists.
That's exactly. We were terrorists. To them, it clearly showed they hate us. They wanted us to feel that they can do whatever they want. For example, a guy comes in and he searches me before I was taken to the courthouse. And in jail you have absolutely nothing to do. Bright lights, you can't sleep, you can't do nothing. There's nothing to do over there. So there's toilet paper. Mm-hmm. So what I did little balls from toilet paper and a net with my brother, and we played soccer. Yeah. just to pass the time. Mm-hmm. And then I made a game, TikTok, from the toilet paper as well. I mean, what else can you do? You can stir at the ceiling, which is filthy. You got mold everywhere. I mean, it's a filthy place. Or you can try to pass the time and you watch them working. And it was a joy to watch the night shift because I observed humanity. I saw how they're treating people. Mm-hmm. They may not agree with those people, but they were humans and they did their job. The Gestapo people. So the guy comes and he searches me and he takes my little balls and those TikTok game, and he just takes it and throws it in the garbage. And why did you do that? What is the reason? Why would you do that? This is not weapons. Toilet paper. Why would you do that? He throws me on the wall, roughs me up. And he says, "Oh, you're going to give us trouble, right?" It's like, what's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. Why would you throw this? This was my property. I have been robbed right now. He stole my property. Because I don't care if he thinks that it's just a napkin or just a toilet paper. What he did was illegal. Mm-hmm. He stole my toilet paper right now for no reason, and just to get me, just to show you. See, you're nothing. I can do whatever I want.
And so the day of the release, you were under the impression from the judge that the release was imminent. Then you went back to prison. We had our new videographer K2 on the scene. He was waiting outside. I was with your lawyer getting an update, and we thought you were going to be released any minute. And then it was an hour, and then another hour, and it was hours. What were you waiting for? Did you know what was happening?
So they took us from the court, and I said to David, you've heard the judge, so this ordeal is going to end very soon. But we were taken to the police vehicle, and they cranked the music. The most filthy thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm not 20 years old anymore. F this and F that, some kind of a gangster music from United States. F this and F that, and about sex, and the most filthy thing I've heard in a music, cranked up, just to make a point. You see, we can do whatever we want. And David was so upset because there was a lady in a police vehicle with us as well, and he says, "Don't you have any decency? There's a lady here. This is the filthiest thing about, let's have sex with women and this and, and there's a lady over there." And the guy laughed. They were laughing. And they said, "That's the only radio channel that we have." And boom, the music cranked. And he says, "There's a pastor here. You have no decency whatsoever." No, they don't have any decency. They're wicked, evil people. We were taken to the Remand, taken to another cell. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until 7 p.m. Finally, we were asked to come out. And again, the way they took us out, it was with this force of we own you and we hate you and we're going to do something to you. I said, can I open the bag for my driver's license? No, you're not allowed to open anything. It's like showing you like you're still nothing. Until you leave this place, we own you. You're my slave and I can do whatever I want to you. So we went outside between the doors and they were yelling at us. I'm not kidding. They were, get out of this place, out.
They had the same attitude towards our videographer. They told him to get off public property. He couldn't film from public property. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and they call it private. I mean, since when the government own, which we own, the taxpayers, we own city halls, we own government property. It belongs to the citizens, not to the private individuals. Since when a public property is a private property? I don't understand what is happening.
So after that, you finally got to come home. What was it like to come home to your family after that? What did you do when you got home?
Well, first of all, we were followed by the police and a helicopter. Can you imagine a dangerous terrorist, a pastor that dared to open a church and dares to feed the homeless people was coming home from jail? We gotta follow him. We need to hire a helicopter to make sure that he's not going to do what? Feed another homeless man on the way home? So anyway, we arrived and of course the kids were happy. My wife was happy and, I'm thinking to myself, when this insanity is going to end? They're doing this to me. They're going to come after you. It's just a matter of time. We have become political prisoners in Canada because we dare to challenge their corruption, because that's what it is. The whole system is corrupted. The politicians are corrupted people. The jail system is corrupted. If they can do this to me, they can do this to you and anyone they wish to hurt. It becomes a personal vendetta. And Jason Kenney coming out and saying that I'm going to crush Pawlowski's, that's really broke my heart, because it shows the level of evil. They're evil people. The Premier of Alberta is an evil man. And the Minister of Justice allowing this to happen under his watch, a Minister of Justice. When I hear Minister of Justice, right away it comes justice, rule of law. Preamble to our Constitution, it says that whereas Canada acknowledges the supremacy of God and the rule of law, it should be done according to the law, not according to personal preferences. But that was denied to us under the watch of the Minister of Justice, Mr. Madu, and the Premier of Alberta, Jason Kenney. I think we have fallen very, very low in our country.
And so what's the plan moving forward? You're back in court, is it next week on Thursday?
Yes, next week, Thursday, is the trial for a contempt of court order that was never presented to me. I never was served, I never received it, and I never read it. And I was explained, of course, after my release about what the court order says, what I'm allowed to do right now, what am I not allowed to do. So I'm not going to break the court's wishes. I'm going to face the trial next week, and I'll pray, and I ask you to pray that the justice, the real justice, not the justice according to Minister of Justice Madu, not the justice according to Premier Jason Kenney, but the real justice, the justice of the law, will prevail, and we're going to be vindicated Thursday by the judge.
Wonderful. Well, we thank Artur Pawlowski again for giving this update on his harrowing ordeal in prison. He is hoping that justice and vindication, true justice and vindication, are just around the corner. We'll continue to follow the story. We'll let you get back to your house. I'm sure you're looking forward to enjoying your the privacy of your home a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Soos.
To get me out of this terrible, hard situation, please pray for me. Please support if you can, and may God bless you for everything you're doing to help me to get out there and be the light in this dark world.